in a vehicle like that. Now, I will also say straight up, for the longest fucking time, the Scout was ass. It just was an absolute fucking boat, like super understeery. And come to find out, it was because it had slicks on it. Don't know why, but the Scout is 10 times better with semi slicks. How or why that works, I don't fucking know. But for a period of like 3 to 4 months, that shit was ass to drive.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, but like I see like what's his name? D. I remember you had a V12 and D had a V12. He would pit me, he would do nothing. When you pit me, my car got out instantly.
You know, you got to know how to use the equipment.
Ah, I thought you just like special upgrades.
No, I'm not kidding. Mine is just a normal fucking Scout. In fact, the Scout that I use now, remember how I was saying my shit was so fucking understeery? My original Scout had like 20,000 miles on it or something.
Holy shit.
Now, to be clear, it's not a shared Scout. Like, I have mained the Scout as a PD vehicle for a very long time. I genuinely started to think like it was performing so poorly. Maybe it's just like the Scout was just wearing the fuck down. Like, you know, it's got too many miles on it. Maybe I bought a new one. I put all the fucking parts in it. Still ass.
Oh.
But it is no different than any other Scout. If it's got an engine swap. I no longer have the Ski-Yote because the Yote went bad, but you know, it'd be what it be.
You can always call up Miguel for a new year.
He didn't have any.
Ah. Hey, I'll reserve one for you. How about that?
What would you charge for a Yote?
Well, I charge same price as Miguel. If I get one, I'll call you.
I appreciate that. Now hold on, how much is Miguel charging?
I don't know. How much would you like to pay? That's the question.
Well, I know one sold yesterday. I think it was 450. Now I do know that's
Fully
on.
built.
Yes, fully built. It was slightly used, to be very clear. I'm not gonna like hide that. I know I've pretty much been told the Yote market's very volatile. Sort of the sort of above average price right now is probably sitting at like 700, but that's kind of because, you know, with the newer vehicles at the tuna shop, people are still trying to find engines for their own cars. So the likelihood of finding someone with the Yote that isn't going to immediately put it to use is slimmer than usual.
Yeah.
But I was told that the range is 400 to 700. But like if it's Bruce pricing, 800.
Oh hell, I got a scammer.
You know, I agree and I disagree to an extent. I think what a lot of people fail to realize is that Bruce's business, while it is sort of mechanical in nature, it's based on convenience, right? The fact that we can all point out Bruce is the person who will have the part that you need, like on demand. Like if you want it from him, you're paying a premium for the immediate access to whatever it is you're looking for. And in those situations, especially because for a long time he really was one of the only people you could get it from, you can't really deny that his business model is based around convenience. You know, it's no different than going to a fucking gas station for a bag of fucking chips or a candy bar. That's just going to be an arm and a leg in comparison to, you know, an actual grocery store. But it's convenience. You're going there because you're already there to put gas in your fucking car. So I do think that Bruce gets a lot of I don't want to say undeserved hate. I do think it's justified in a lot of aspects, but I think people just fail to realize like what his business is actually based around. Anyways, 140 months.
130.
Oh, 145? Is that what I heard?
No, you didn't have 145. You had 130.
I'm gonna keep it to 140. I'm gonna keep it to 140.
139. So I win.
Tell you what. Let me see if there's DOC available. There is. Give me a second. DOC from PD?
Send it.
Do y'all have any of the besties still in prison?
10-4.
Are you able to see how much time Forehead has if he's in there?
10-4. Give me just one moment.
Hey, firm.
DLC, they have 2 months remaining. You can sign up lucky for 2 months.
Girl, you're on the wrong channel.
Now I was on the right one.
27 months left.
How much?
27 months.
A firm. Okay. Tell you what. I'm going to
Me to bring him up to visitation or something like that?
negative. It's just I was unable to process someone before the storm, and they were involved in the same situation. So I'm going to. I'll match that time.
10-4.
I have good news for you.
What's the good news?
I'm sending you for 30 months. I guess I didn't realize how much time people get off in
Yay!
prison.
Yay!
Actually, one clarifying question. Apologies, DOC. Was his time reduced for like good behavior at all, like from you guys?
10-4. He's also been working to work his time off.
A firm. Do y'all fuck with Lucky Torkel? That's the person I got in custody. Is he typically a problem?
They probably don't even know
I've
me.
honestly never heard that name before, so I don't know.
Okay. He's a good egg for the most part. So I'm gonna match Forehead's time with him. Do any of the others that are in prison have any like crazy different time from Forehead?
I believe so. Let me head back to list and double check real quick for you.
A firm. Yeah, because I'm trying to find a middle ground here. DOC fucks with Forehead, but they said they don't know you.
Of course they don't. I don't talk to DSC.
Why not?
Because they just give me the side there and walk off. That's all they do.
Damn.
Alright, it looks like
Can I get some
one
time off?
individual
I haven't seen you
has
working.
83 months, another
You haven't
one
been to the kitchen.
121 months, the third one 3 months, and now Aubrey has 16 months.
They don't fuck with me.
Okay. Give me a second. I have to do some math.
I'm good at math. I got you.
Okay. I'm going to take the average of the people who are in custody. So from my understanding, one has 83, one has 121, one has 3, one has 16. Divided by 4, that's going to be 55 months. I'm just going to say fuck it. I'll do 60. And hey, listen, if you do jobs and you get on good terms with DOC, I'm sure they can reduce your time too.
Yeah, sure.
But on that note, Lucky, do you have any comments, questions, or concerns?
No questions and no concerns, Rhodes.
All right, I'm gonna get you sent off. You stay safe.
You too.
All right, DOC, be advised, Lucky Torkel's just been sent up for 60 months.
10-4, thanks for
Hey.
us now. You have a great rest of your shift.
Listen, I need to apologize about something.
About what?
Remember that holdout shootout we had on?
Yeah.
You don't remember what happened near the end?
Don't remember a thing, if I'm being honest. Actually, that's not true. I do remember.
We good.
Yeah. Come in here.
Listen, you look just like one of the guys that was on the roof, right?
That's actually why I want to talk to you. Come in here.
All right.
Come in here. I'll just go ahead and take a seat on the other side.
Okay. It's a psyche eval.
No. Why would this be a psyche Val?
I'm not crazy. Not crazy.
So, I had been approached by multiple individuals regarding your behavior in that situation. Okay. And I ain't gonna lie, it's a little problematic. So I guess I'm just gonna start with. Do Do you not fuck with D? What happened?
Could give me a moment? I need to collect my thoughts.
Yeah, that's
I want to
fine.
answer this genuinely, you know?
Take your time. Hmm. You need that much time?
No, I'm ready. Rose, can I call you Rose?
Yeah, go ahead. Wait, Rose? No, not Rose. You can call me Rhodes.
I'm so lonely. All the other officers and deputies, they're scared of me. Nobody talks to me. Nobody wants to be my friend. They think that I'm unstable. I get sent from call to call, committing atrocities in the name of justice. And as I get better at what I do, they fear me more and more. I am a victim of my own success, conquest. I don't even get a real name anymore, only a purpose. I am capable of so much more, and no one seems to see it. Some days, I feel so alone I could cry, but I don't, because I never do. Because what the point be? Not a single person in this entire world would care.
Hmm. I don't want to like interrupt or anything, but people would probably want to talk to you and be your friend if you didn't shoot them. You know?
Oh. You know what?
It's
I
probably a
don't think
little
about it.
valid that they might think you're a little unstable if you shoot them and you're on the same side.
I didn't think about that.
Yep.
So I'm the problem.
But that's not what I said.
That's what you said.
That's what I would have said if I think you're the problem. Listen, I don't shy away from telling people the truth. You want my honest opinion?
Yeah.
I think sometimes you lack the ability to pick and choose your battles. And to be clear, I'm not talking about the shootout or anything. I listen, I don't want you to sweat too much regarding that situation, okay? D doesn't want you in trouble or anything to that extent over it. He kind of just asked me to, make you sweat a little over it. Because you did, in fact, blast him. But you know what else you did? Blasted all the other fucking criminals.
Damn fucking
Mhm.
right idea.
Exactly. You did your
Damn
fucking
right
job.
I did my job, but I did it well. I did it well.
Listen, we all make mistakes. I don't know if I done ever told you this, but when I was a wee little cadet many moons ago, many years ago, I shot Emily Reinhart during my final eval. Reinhardt just recently joined the police department again, so it's quite a bit of a throwback. But long story short, everyone makes mistakes. I don't think people do it with malice, which is the important thing. You, on the other hand, I think I can say that in an overwhelming majority of times, but I think you do need to get better at picking and choosing your battles. And what I mean by that is, a lot of people claim that they want something called consistency, but it's not actually what they want. nor is that something that we can necessarily provide. And I'll give you sort of a hypothetical here. In shift 3, some days we'll have 12 officers, other days we'll have 2. Okay, our response when we have 2 units on duty cannot be the same as when we have 12. And so that means that in shift 3 specifically, because I know you sort of delve into like the tail end of shift 3, oftentimes into shift 1. We have to be very mindful of picking and choosing those battles, because if we don't, and you know the criminals feel slighted, then they won't. I don't necessarily want to say they won't go easy, but there won't be leniency on their end when we're lacking if we don't provide leniency in situations where we can technically and legally do stuff, but don't, as like sort of a gesture of goodwill. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Listen, if you want to fuck around in other shifts, I don't think that's a good idea. Okay, but like other shifts are typically more equipped to sort of have that uniform response. But because shift 3 excels in picking and choosing battles, don't fuck around in shift 3 specifically, because you might not have any backup. You don't want to be seen as like the problem child. It ain't worth it.
I understand. I'll take a new approach. I'll sit back and watch and see how the average deputy and officer operates, and I'll adapt to that.
I like to hear that.
Yeah,
I think ultimately,
I'm new to this time zone, the earlier shift 3 time zone, so I don't know how. I've had a few instances where I call for 77s for certain calls, and I forget that we only have like 7 units.
In comparison to, I mean, look now. I mean, this is technically shift 1 still, but like, if you ask me, this is like shift 2. Yeah, like there's before the storm and then after the storm. I agree with Lucas. I actually think we should be reduced down to 2 shifts, like straight up, 3 into 1, and then just like 2. Everything after the storm.
After the storm. Yeah, I agree. 2 shifts and it doesn't get too convoluted.
Pretty much. But yeah, ultimately, I just ask that, you know, in shift 3, again, I'm not here to bust your balls. Again, the D situation, don't worry about it. It's a non-issue. Obviously, be mindful of who you're shooting at, but in large situations like that, especially at such a large distance, and especially with only a pistol, you did a damn good job aside from shooting.
I want to point out that D, where he ran to, was the last location I saw one of the suspects, and he looked eerily identical to him. I think it was Aubrey wearing all black, and D was right where he was. That's why.
Yeah, it also doesn't help that when they're on rooftops, 90% of the time you can only see their head. So like identifying them even further, like when we barely had an opportunity to shoot them, is very difficult. I don't think anyone's gonna fault you for that. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, just, you know, be mindful of the environment that you're in. And sometimes, you know, listen, if you want to follow through and sort of initiate a call that you think might not necessarily be ideal, do it. But if there's pushback that you think that, you know, we wouldn't be able to sort of deal with, you know, at that point you should cut losses. It ain't gonna be worth a traffic ticket or a you know, towing a vehicle. And I say this as someone who can be very petty. Listen, you want to see levels of petty? That's me. If people give me attitude on traffic stops, listen, I don't give a fuck what's going on. It's my main priority, and I'll sit in this traffic stop for a whole fucking hour if I have to. But in saying that, I also know that if I'm dealing with someone who is likely, think someone like Future or Miguel, right? Like someone who's really hot-headed, and I don't have rapport with them, I'm probably not going to be behaving the same. Just because, again, I don't want there to be that unnecessary.
Like
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
And unfortunately, even though you are legally and technically valid in doing these things, you also don't want to be perceived by other officers as like someone who's problematic. Because what ends up happening, whether you like it or not, whether or not you're entirely justified in doing it or not, imagine if there were a spreadsheet that showed every time someone called for 78s or 13 alpha, right? If someone's name is showing up on that spreadsheet 5 times more than the average officer, they're going to start questioning why that's happening, right?
I'd probably be neck and neck with Peters.
But in saying that, though, Peters does have rapport with these individuals. That's not to say that you don't, to be very clear. For example, I've got rapport with Osvaldo. You know Osvaldo?
Yeah, I know that jackass.
Yeah. Uh-huh. If he sees me, he'll probably punch me with knuckle dusters, and I'll probably pull out my golf club and fucking swing at him, okay? But that's like an internal beef between us. And I'm not going to alpha over a situation like that. Just because of the circumstances surrounding it, you know, like, I'm probably doing stuff I probably shouldn't, you know, I take liberties here and there, regarding certain things, but it's sort of, I'll say contained to some degree. Long story short, don't do stuff that's gonna even get you perceived as being like the problem child, because then that's just gonna be like echoed inside of Mission Row PD or the BCSO. Other people are gonna hear it. The next time you perfectly valid call for 78s, people are gonna be like, oh, it's him again. You don't want to be grouped into like that bucket of people, because then people are gonna look for shit that you do wrong.
The bucket of deplorable. I heard there was this guy called Bobby Charles and Carmine, and they were any call you went to with them on, it always ended up in disaster.
Well, I mean, let me give you an example of Bobby. This is a really good example. So while we were getting paid like, I don't know, $500 an hour at the BCSO, I took a second job at the kebab shop, which is right off of San Andreas, right?
Yep.
I heard Bobby on his megaphone say something to the extent of, "What are you looking at, fat fuck?" Followed by ramming the local into the window of Senior Buns and driving off.
That fucking psycho.
Yeah. So I call Bobby, and he immediately goes, "You didn't see shit." Like, what do you mean I didn't? It happened in front of me. I saw you. I heard you. I saw you. Like, how are you going to pretend it didn't happen? Now, to be clear, fuck locals, okay? You know, I don't think all locals should die, but a good portion, my goodness, with the shit they do. Anyways,
Right.
the thing is, that would be Bobby with, like, anyone. And Bobby is, like, the problem child. And the thing is, he didn't necessarily have bad intent. But again, even if you are completely justified in what you're doing, if something you're doing results in you having to call for 78s at a rate tenfold of any other officer, people are going to start giving you the side eye again, even if you're justified in doing what you're doing. You just gotta remove yourself from situations that just aren't worth that like additional level of scrutiny.
Yeah, cut my losses. I fully understand.
Listen, I don't want anything bad to happen to you. I think you can do exactly what you're trying to do without being so rough around the edges, if that makes sense. Show some restraint.
Yeah, I get it. I will. I'll be more conscientious in my policing methods. I will be honest with you, Ro, since we are on the topic. Sometimes I understand that there's like a spectrum, right, of approaches you can take as an officer. I feel like the reason I go in so hot and try and bring a conclusion to injustice as fast as possible while I'm still there, regardless of whether backup can help me or not, is because the average officer I see, and this is not a slight against a particular officer or deputy, there's a lot of inaction. There's a lot of people that don't go out and start their own cause, or they see a crime happen and their response to it is, I'm busy, or I'm not on the clock. And the reason I do what I do is because I feel like I need to counteract that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I 100% get what you're saying. There is an additional aspect to consider, and I'm even part of this group here, in that a lot of officers who are part of the skeleton crew, straight up, we just got fucking ran through, fucking PTSD. Like, I never want to hear of a senior buns fucking stabbing in my whole life ever again. Like, we had, I'm not kidding when I say this, we had, on average, 3 officers on duty. Honestly, probably closer to 2. It was myself and Den. And it would be senior bun stabbing. We would go there. We would try to get statements. We're in the hospital, followed by another 911 of another senior bun stabbing. And then we're just collecting bodies. We bring them to the hospital, and then there's another senior bun stabbing. And then other things being robbed, but there's a senior bun stabbing. So much so that I ain't gonna lie. That, with the addition of a lack of recruitment, put a lot of responsibility on the shoulder of very few. And now being sort of a year and a half in or so, I'll be real, bitches be ran through, straight up. Like,
I get it.
It's
Localized
rough.
violence in one area. I can understand how that'd be tested.
Oh well, it's not even just that. Let me ask you this: having been in the PD for what, a year, 8 months or so, year and 8 months, 7 months, whatever. How many arrest warrants do you think I've written?
I don't know, probably north of 300-400.
Would you believe me if I told you, up until a few weeks ago, I'd only written a single arrest warrant? And I'll explain why.
Damn.
So in shift 3 specifically, I don't operate outside of shift 3 very often. But calls are either feast or famine. It's either everything at once or nothing at all for hours at a time. I would never be able to respond to a call or like be proactive regarding policing if I wrote arrest warrants. As fucked up as that sounds, the alternative is literally me sitting in a car, sitting at Mission Row, the BCSO, writing arrest warrants for every single call that comes through, knowing full well that these people are also going to be in Yoded Astrons, and the likelihood that we can even have a means of keeping up is very slim. I understand it's part of my job. I'm not sort of like willfully refusing, but it's sort of the lesser of two evils in my mind. I would rather respond to the next call in which someone is kidnapped and needs assistance immediately than write an arrest warrant for an individual that may have robbed a cash exchange 20 minutes prior and got away. Especially if those simultaneous calls hold like the same weight. That makes sense. I'd rather deal with what's in front of me that is active, that potentially could get someone killed, than write arrest warrant after arrest warrant after arrest warrant after arrest warrant after arrest warrant that we know damn well has a very low chance of even being served.
What if
not only that, but I have one additional complaint. I'm kind of ranting at this point, I ain't gonna lie. I fucking hate that command has to approve warrants. It's fucking stupid. Okay, that's my rant. Sorry, go on.
What if there's a way to streamline warrants? Like,
yeah, there
rather
is.
than having to do all the fucking paperwork for it, just the essentials. Like, say someone was unmasked. The photo of them unmasked, their car, just photos and evidence, submit that, request a warrant, get it signed, and then do the paperwork later.
So unfortunately that can't happen, because, how do I word this respectfully? People will say they're going to do it and they won't. Like straight up. That's exactly what's going to happen. I've offered solutions in the past where ultimately in my opinion, any person at full officer or full deputy and above should be able to sign someone else's arrest warrant, not search warrant. I think the consequences of a bad search warrant are too severe to not involve command. But I firmly believe that other full deputies and full officers should be able to sign off on another person's arrest warrant. It either has PC or it doesn't, straight up. Like, and if we can't trust that, let me reword this. How do we simultaneously trust someone out there to arrest people and articulate PC and prove something beyond a reasonable doubt, but not trust that that same person can't, or like we don't trust that they can write a proper arrest warrant without command oversight? You know, it seems silly to me.
Yeah, I get it backwards. I understand. Well, I mean, there's a problem you gotta tackle. I'm just gonna go out there and keep doing. Could I ask you for a favor, Rose?
You can. I don't know if I'll do the favor.
You know that when I talk to you about me being lonely and stuff.
Oh, I'm married.
No, not like that,
No,
Rose.
you're not my type.
I'm just asking if you could keep it between the two of us.
But I'm not gonna cheat on my husband, especially with you.
No, not like.
I'm not keeping it between us.
All right, well, you have a blessed day, Rose, and thank you for taking me aside and talking to me. I will go to D, and I will tell him, hey, D, I know I shot you, buddy. My bad. I'm gonna pat him on the back and walk away.
I think that would. Okay, but don't do it in like a sarcastic way, because then
I'll do it with emotion. I'll be like, D, my bad, and pat him on the back, and then I walk away slow. He'll get the message.
yeah, I'm sure he'll get it. Again, for context, I can't stress this enough. He made it very clear he did not want you to actually get any sort of punishment. He understands what happened, okay? He just wanted me to make you sweat.
That's because he knows I don't miss. That's because he knows I don't miss.
Have a good one.
You do.
All right. Do this. Bullpup. Oxy. Paperwork time. Yeah, every time I get into the car, I've put this on. $17,380. Um.
What did you just do?
Son, thank you for the 65 months. I appreciate it. Also, Aldra, thank you for feeding the mod. Make sure I get that jotted down. And also, thank you for the tier 2 for 56 months. Starry Night, thank you for the 60 months. Ginger, thank you for the 13 months. Ricky, thank you for the 67. I think we're all caught up. We're caught up. Statement. This was July 21st, 2025. Lucky Torkel was found with a firearm. 17380. Let's get the serial. Oh fuck. What's it actually called? Save. Do 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 do. Wait. Did I click the same thing twice? Where's the manner one? Incident. Then here. Roads responded for backup involving an orange Astron. On driving roads, several interference vehicles. Hold on. I don't like that. Um, uh, Off-white Rebla. Eventually, the vehicles had entered. Eventually, the white Premier. Doctor had approached the let's just do this on I like how that's written. A vehicle is being used. Serial. Um, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Radio frequency. um, I don't know if I want to include all this extra detail. Maybe I should. Um, Wait, did I screenshot the ATC screen? I did. I wonder. Run plate E45 HE 955. Up. Um. Checking. Flight number E45 E955. Plate. Um. Alright. In on ATC. Um. Turn fire. um. Um. At this point, or eventually. An officer instructed in custody to CMC. Vespucci. Um. um. Roads linked from 2, Miguel Almirian. He's found. Hmm. Roads on the same helicopter. What happened? It's called out that the stolen vehicle from the where'd the pink vehicle go out? I don't remember. Maybe there's photos. If there's no photos. Question mark? Hmm. Um. Roads. Additional follow-up. No call came in. On arrival. Um. um. I don't like the overlap there. Um. You could just say fuck it, call it there. Hmm. All right. Plate number E45 G955. um. Seized possessions. Positive. I think we're mostly good. I need to check something though. Map. DMGA. Serial. To I 17382.